Hello everyone, it's Meg. Welcome back to my vanilla survival series. I believe this is episode 8, and I really don't have tons of huge plans for this episode other than just kind of getting you up to speed on what's been done around this world and a few other little fun things. So the sun is sitting behind me. I should probably get going to my bed, but I did want to take a moment to just look at this beautiful room we finished up last time. And I did do a little bit of a live stream since then, did add this beautiful chandelier to the center, and it does have quite a bit of lanterns on it, so it was pretty expensive to make, but I think it was worth it. I really love it. I built up a little bit more of the map, but it's going to take me a while to get enough iron to get enough compasses to fill that up. I love this view coming out of this room, and coming down I did create a staircase and did decorate it up a little bit. I have been doing a lot of big projects lately, so I'm thinking about taking a moment and just kind of tidying up this space and maybe adding in some paths and trees and any little things we can just add around here to kind of make it look better, because it's looking kind of blah right now. And the more buildings I add, the more I just want to tidy it up and get it all looking really nice in this area. But before we get into any of that, I first want to show off this little room that I started back here. Well, I basically have it done, I think. Now, I don't have an exact name for it yet, but I will explain what this room is for. So basically what this room is all about is I will be taking your suggestions or a challenge for what we will do in this world. A suggestion being anything from a building suggestion, something we should add to the world, or possibly even something you want me to name one of my pets. It could be anything like that, anything that you suggest we add or change in the world. A challenge would be something like collect this many number of blocks in this amount of time. It could be anything weird like that, as long as it's nothing ridiculous like go kill the Ender Dragon, right now, because I'm not prepared, obviously. So it has to be something that's feasible for me to do in that episode. Now, some suggestions might, of course, take more than one episode. That's totally fine, but I think for challenges at least, those should be feasible to do in one episode. If I'm honest with you, I'll probably take more suggestions than I will challenges. It really just depends on what there is, but I thought it would be fun to have them both available. That way I could kind of pick and choose one or the other, depending on what I'm doing in that episode. It might be nice to take a break and do one of these. So if you think this is a good idea, please let me know. And if you want to share a suggestion or challenge, you can do that. Just make sure it's very clear which one is which. That way I can mark it down. Now, it might vary from episode to episode. I might do one or the other, or I might do both, or I might do none. It really just depends on what else I'm doing that day. But I thought it would be fun to kind of create this little area for this specific purpose, and I did attach it to our map room because it is kind of a central location of our world so far. So I thought it'd be a little bit of fun, and this will kind of give me something else to do than my own daily grind of things. And just let me give you a quick tour around this room. I did add a couple little statues here in these little alcoves. This one is a thinker statue. He's just sitting down thinking of ideas. So he is our little suggester, and over here we have our little warrior with a sword. Now, I'm not much of a PvP person, so don't give me anything super difficult, please. Of course, I won't do a challenge unless I think I am able to. A challenge doesn't have to relate to PvP. I'm just throwing that out there as an example. So that gives you guys something to think about. I'm looking forward to seeing what you can come up with, and this is just going to be an ongoing thing, so you can leave them anytime, anywhere, in any of the comments on these videos, and maybe we can take a few moments in each episode to do one of those. Now let's get into some of the little tasks I had in mind for today. So right now we just have this great big open field, and it's really boring, like I said before. So we're going to try to clean it up, maybe make some paths, and start off with some landscaping in this general area. Since I walk through here quite a bit, I want it to look a little bit nicer. And I think I'm going to start off by devising some kind of path. I'm thinking right now we're going to start it off as just a dirt path. And I think that will look really nice, and we can probably taper it off of this part, but we can always start with this, and we'll probably, for now, just connect it to our house. We'll probably have it branch off into other places as we develop the area, but yeah, this will be a good start. I honestly don't use path that much in survival, and I try to use it more because it does look really nice. I always forget about it. And I'm going to make sure we're giving it plenty of curves so it's not just going straight. We don't want our path looking very straight, so I'm making sure it's very organic, going right by our little campfire, which I might move eventually. It is kind of in an awkward place. I just haven't moved it because it's been there since episode 1. I'm not going to make it super detailed, but I think what we're just going to do is put some coarse dirt on the edges to make it look like it's all kind of fading into the grass a little more. It does give it more of a transition, and I think it will look nice. Alright, and probably right here by the stairs we will probably make it fade in a little more with some gravel and cobblestone. Actually, maybe just the gravel. I think the gravel does look nice. And there are these weird sections under here where there's paths, so we might have to go under and replace those too. Let me see if I can dig those up. It's just that little sliver of dirt right there. We'll see if we can replace those with something. Actually, I do have some cobblestone. Let's use that right under there. That looks better, so we'll just do that all the way across. Accidentally got rid of my path. That's fine. We'll just put that there, and then a couple more pieces of gravel. And to finish off this little path, let's go ahead and put some stone buttons around. I just love using stone buttons as little stones. I just think they look so good, and it just adds that good little bit of detail that sometimes is missing in these things. And of course, this area is not complete yet. I will be adding custom trees and all kinds of things like that later on, but that looks good. That's a good start, and it actually looks a little bit prettier walking through here. Update number 2 is I will be creating a little creek or stream running from this building to that little pond. Now, I don't have this exactly planned out in my head, but I do know for sure I want to put a waterfall somewhere over here along this mountain. So I'm probably going to dig up at least all the dirt. We don't want to have dirt showing behind our waterfall. We'll probably replace all of this with stone and dig out the path for the stream. Okay, so I have a little path dug out. I did dig out this path for the waterfall. We're gonna have to see how it looks once we get the water in. And then I have this little trench I dug up that goes to our little pond. And I'm gonna have to probably replace all of this stuff down here with stone. So let's grab some stone and we can fill this in real quick. Now that I think about it, I think it will look better to keep it as dirt, but just so we don't have grass growing down here, we'll use coarse dirt, and I think that will be the best solution for this because you typically don't see a creek with a rocky bottom. It's usually mostly dirt. So this will probably be more realistic and won't stand out as much. Okay, now all we have to do is add the water. I tried to kind of layer this wall back here, and I'm hoping that the water will flow nicely on it once I place it, but we honestly won't know until we try it. Maybe I should put my scaffolding somewhere else other than the center of the waterfall. That might be a good idea. Let's climb up this way. This should be good, and we have to get all the way to the top here. And I think I'm gonna have to place 2 buckets of water. I don't think one is gonna do it, but we'll start with 1. Actually, we're gonna have to get back in here. Put 1 piece of water there. We might have to get a second one for back there. Definitely. This isn't gonna go very far. I'm really curious though if it's gonna flow all the way down to our pond. I think it should. Oh, maybe not. Well, we're gonna have to get more water anyway, so let's do that. And go there. Well, I can't place any more water for the waterfall itself, so let me get down and see if it's flowing like I want it to. Okay, so I have this little part here. I might go ahead and put an extra bucket of water there just so it kind of makes it a little bit wider, and it also isn't flowing enough down here, so we're going to have to keep adding more to fill this in. Let's try one there. Let's get another bucket. And yep, this isn't going anywhere, so we're gonna have to help it along. I don't mind having it flowing a little bit, it's just gonna be flowing in all kinds of directions, so Let's see if we can't get this cleaned up. But I like having the sound of the water flowing. It's one of those little things that you don't really think about, but you do notice when it's not there. So want to make sure all of this water is flowing all the way down. Then we'll have that little rushing sound anytime we walk by. Put one here, and I think maybe one more right here. There we go, perfect. There's our little creek. And I know like the water is at different heights on certain places because of the way the water is flowing. I don't know if we want to change that, put it like this maybe a little bit. It looks kind of funny in some places. There is that little bit up there. I should probably add another water bucket too. I don't want that stone exposed. Where is it? Here it is. Place that there, and that's going to change the shape of our waterfall a little bit. Oh, I forgot to grab my scaffolding. Let's grab that, and let's grab this. Alright, let's take a step back, and that looks pretty good. We can decorate it up a little more, put vines and stuff by it, or rocks, or whatever, but that's a good start. I really like it. Now, something else we'll have to think about is how we're going to make a little bridge to come over here. I don't think it should be too difficult. I'm just going to have to go pick up a few wooden slabs, I think, and that should be good enough. Something like this should work. It doesn't have to be super big, and we'll just kind of make it go into the grass a little more on the sides. Don't know if I need to necessarily connect that to the path, but it's fine. The next thing I think I want to do is throw in a few custom trees, much smaller than that one, just kind of regular sized trees. I think I want to remove some of these vanilla spruce trees and then put in some custom ones in their place, and we'll probably put a few more around the path. Alright, so I got a few custom trees built. This was actually my first time ever trying to do custom spruce trees, so I made a few small ones with fences and then a couple bigger ones. I actually really like how they turned out, and I'll probably add more of them, but I made about, how many did I make? 6? 4 small, 2 big? I think that's a good start. And I think this looks looking pretty good so far, and don't jump in the fire, dog! I don't know why you did that. But I think one more thing I'm noticing is I don't like the sides of the waterfall. I think it needs to look more like a cliff face. So I'm thinking we're going to have to replace all of that with stone. And I know I did do stone underneath, but I think we're going to need it on the sides too. It just looks really funny, and we just need to make this look as realistic as possible. And Minecraft does not look realistic when it's just dirt cliff faces. I mean, that just doesn't look good. So we're going to dig up all this dirt first, and if we need to smooth it off or add in additional things, we can. I got plenty of stone with me. So let's see. I don't know if I want to connect to the rest of the mountain because I'm probably going to end up covering a lot of that with grass anyway, but at least this immediate part right here. So if we just make this cliff face, actually I do have a few other blocks we can mix in, like gravel and andesite. So if we wanted to mix in some of this, that would probably look pretty good. Let's see here. What if we put some andesite and gravel? It's a very slight texture difference, but I think it will look good to have a few more blocks mixed in. Oh no, I messed up my waterfall. Please. Please flow down and... Oh no. Looks like I accidentally broke the source block and now it's completely messed up everything. Alright, so we're gonna have to try to shift the flow of the water back to where it's supposed to be. I need to block it off in all these places where it's not supposed to go. All the way down. Come on, water, you're not supposed to go here, you know it. And if we put some slabs on some of these blocks, that will make it look less like a grid, and that will make it look a little more random, I'm hoping. That's looking better already, but I think we need to do it more. I think we need to make it extend a little further, and maybe possibly add some greenery in there. Alright, now I have this cliff completely covered, but I want to try to add some green to it, and instead of using vines or leaves like I did over there, I actually want to put some ferns in here. The only thing is I want the dirt to be hidden. So I think the best way to go about doing this would be to do something like this, put a piece of dirt here with a fern, and then just make sure all the edges are covered like this, and then from the ground it will look a lot better. I probably do want to get some bone meal and make this grow to be a double tall fern too, so it stands out a little more. But for now, we'll just place a few of them. Let's see, I can put one there, maybe one. Let me see where would be a good spot. Right here would probably work, but I'd have to destroy all of this. I have so much stuff in here. I guess it's okay to have some of them overhanging like this. And then this can be right down here. That can be a dirt block with a fern on top. That will be fine. And let me just get down here and look at this. Yeah, you can't even see that one I placed. Is it behind there? Yeah, it's behind there, so you can't even see it. So we're definitely going to have to make them grow a little bit. We can probably put one down here even, since it's nice and low to the ground and easy to see. That looks so much better, but I think I changed my mind about this little piece of dirt showing. I think we should just cover that up and that will look great. Now it actually looks like it's actually growing out of the stone, almost like little weeds coming out of the stone. And I know it's not much, but I think it does add a little bit more realism to that little waterfall, which, by the way, looks fantastic. I don't know if it's too weird to have it like 50-50 stone on one side and dirt on the other. We might need to kind of blend it a little more, but other than that, it looks great. Okay, so I actually went ahead and added in a whole other custom tree and did clean up that waterfall a bit, and these guys have been bothering me again. They just never leave me alone, ever. Anyway, so I did take care of that real quick. And I think that's all I'm going to do for now for this area, although I would hardly say it's finished. There's so much more we could add here. I definitely want to add more trees and make this almost more like a forest instead of just a few here and there. I would love to have this whole area filled with trees. But right now I don't know exactly how many other buildings or things I'm going to be adding to this area, so I'm not going to do too many more of those right now. But I'm really happy with how this is looking. It's definitely looking much more interesting and much more unified. Something I'm definitely going to have to be more wary of and start taking care of though is our lighting, because right now it's just a bunch of torch spam, and even then it's not enough. Like at night there's like monsters everywhere and I have to sleep every night, which I don't mind doing because of phantoms, but I would like to get a better lighting system in place so it doesn't look so torchy. Is that a word? I don't even know. But we want it to look nice. If you guys have a suggestion for how we can light this place up, I know you can do like the carpet on top of lighting and that kind of stuff, so that's always an option. It's just a matter of getting the carpet. Right now I don't have a good supply of wool, so if we want to do that, that might take a while. But for now, we'll have to deal with torch spam. One really nice thing about this map room that I have made though is I didn't even plan this, it just worked out that this whole room is completely spawn proof because of the glass floor, which I really wasn't thinking about when I made it. I was just building it like this for aesthetics, but it actually turns out really good because then I don't have to put torches everywhere and it looks really, really great at night. So maybe we'll just have to do that for all our buildings. Just kidding, not gonna do that for all our buildings, but it's definitely nice that we do have this one big spawn-proof room that we can come and hang out in at night. And I hear another pillager up there somewhere, but he's not coming out right now. They keep coming over the mountain like one at a time. It's kind of funny. But I think that is where I'm going to leave this episode for now. We did quite a bit of decorating, mostly landscaping. I of course do have other big projects in mind, but those will come later. And also, don't forget to leave a suggestion or a challenge for me to do next time. I'm really looking forward to what you guys can come up with. I'm just hoping to add more variety to these episodes so it's not just the same thing over and over. I want it to be a little more different, and I'd love to get suggestions for what we could add to this world. It could be a small change or a big change. It really doesn't matter, but if I like the idea, then I'll probably do it. And I know you're not all familiar with the world so far as much as I am because I'm playing in it and exploring and going out. Feel free to leave your suggestions anyway. You never know if there's a spot that is just waiting for it. I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day. Bye!